Some of them is like that. It's like all my favorites. Cafe Bustelo. I can't do nothing with that. I can't do nothing with that Jamaican coffee no more. It's too acidic.
Too acidic, huh? Hey.
Let's see what's going on. I'm gonna smash my good hair up. My new hairstylist came back with another good one. Trying these natural styles out.
Hey, Toledo and the world. You at the bottom of the glass.
What up?
Elaina's Wilson, bottom of the glass with a splash of E.Ali. Hey, let's get to it, y'all.
I'm headed to the sugar shack to pour myself a drink. I'm a politic with E.Ali and tell them what I think. We are polar opposites and don't always agree. We just might say anything. We're off the Hennessy. We from the Toledo, bottom of the glass, OHIO.
Yeah. It's Elaina's Wilson.
Okay.
That's her and that's me on the B-box.
Oh, yeah.
Another episode. Hit to smash that like button while y'all at it, man. You know, share that, make the comments, hate mail, whatever it is. Just keep us in your prayers. But nevertheless, man, a sad moment in the city of Toledo, Ohio, man. It's been a horrifying week, tragic week.
For sure.
It was suspenseful for a whole week because we anticipated that this little girl would have came back, like just because a week prior, a little girl was missing for 3-4 days, 5 days or so, and the family was able to recover her, or she came. She
it was
ran
about 3 weeks. It was about 3 weeks.
She was gone. That one girl was gone 3 weeks.
Yeah.
And then she just
popped back up. Yeah.
Oh, so she. Oh my God.
So it was a lot of hope.
It was a lot of hope like that. Then, so that suspense and thinking that, okay, but then to find out, man, the tragic end of the situation. So you see on the back of there, man, we got justice for Kei'Mani Latigue.
Mm-hmm.
Sorry about that, but
and it's We usually do our pour out a little liquor, but we'll dedicate that whole segment to this situation because it's just so sad for a child that young to lose her life in the way that it was. Because it wasn't like it was a tragic accident.
No, at the hands of her your own father. Like that's, and then it's unexpected because I mean, the one thing for me, man, for she to come up, it's a lot. Like it's a lot to unpack in this story, and it's constantly unfolding. Mm-hmm. It's a lot of characters that's involved from I guess the grandmother, foster grandmother, Miss Dorothy. What's the lady named Tiana? I think it's Tiana, I think her name is Henson. I think that's the mother name, if I'm not mistaken, if I'm pronouncing it right. Darnell Jones, who Jones
is now in police custody and charged.
It's just a mess, man. CSB, Toledo police. I didn't like the thing with Toledo police in terms of Columbus police was able to apprehend him, and then I guess they feel shameful that he was able to escape the city, and so they made it seem like Columbus was giving up some investigation or giving up some information that wasn't really known to the public or that would hinder the investigation. It was clean cut. He murdered her. Y'all charged her. We got him. We shot him. Here you go. Whatever circumstances is, that ain't nothing else. Yeah. So don't get on there and try to act like, y'all was they talking about stuff that shouldn't be. No, man, cut it out.
Yeah.
Man, cut it out. Y'all supposed to bing that. Y'all supposed to knew that phone. Y'all was already in contact with the girlfriend, and y'all wasn't able to nabby.
Yeah, yeah.
You know what I mean? It supposed to been all hands on deck. But it's a lot, man. So yes, man, and if we can get into it, I guess. Well, sorry.
Oh,
this is
okay.
a drinking
it's
show,
okay.
so
yeah.
I apologize. What
okay.
we having?
I'm just mixing the drinks while
sorry,
we talking.
What you?
We're doing Irish coffee. I needed something warm and toasty. I'm still having a hard time with my hand. Can you
Yeah, I do that.
Open that up for me, dear. Thank you so much. I got to learn my fine motor skills again. Other than that, I'm a lefty, and I'm not a good lefty. But we're doing an Irish coffee. I cannot drink Irish whiskey, so I'm using American whiskey, which is bourbon. This week we're doing Bullet Bourbon. We're doing Ryan's Irish Cream, and we're doing homemade. I'm very proud of my homemade coffee liqueur. The common brand name is Kahlua, but I made my own from dark roast coffee, stock espresso pods, brown sugar, and white rum.
Okay.
And it's very easy. You just have to store it away in a cool, dark place. I just reused a dark bottle that I had. Because they said it's better to store in a dark bottle. I tried it over a couple days, and I noticed the longer that you let it sit, it develops that taste that you're looking for in a coffee liqueur. So I'm really proud of myself.
Okay, there you go.
I've also made Irish cream, so I'm gonna feature that on the future.
So you make cupcakes. You make body butter, booty butter. You make
body scrub, hair
body
oil,
scrub, cupcakes,
food. That's why I need to get my hands
drinks,
back,
and liqueur now you even make liqueur.
Yeah. Wow. So a couple of years ago, I went to an Irish.
And she know how to make love. Sorry.
Okay. Back to the drink.
Yeah.
A couple of years ago, I went to an Irish pub at Universal Studios, and they were making these with Maker's Mark, and had me and my sister blowed in Universal Studios at like 1 PM, and it's been one of my favorite drinks ever since. So
it's good.
It's definitely a good vacation drink. Like I've had it they sell these at Detroit Airport. A couple of restaurants will have them, but they don't always put all the goodies in there for you. So I'd like to make it myself at home because you can control what you put in there.
Mm-hmm. Now, how do this do for the digestive? Is this like a laxative in a sense? Coffee.
Well, I'm
and
sure
liquor?
if coffee if it does that to you,
will it blow the other end out?
Because I know some people that just drinking regular coffee makes them go, and I was like, maybe because I drink so much coffee. Yeah, it doesn't really do that, but some coffee creamers will agitate, and I was like, oh.
Okay.
So, but this not so much, just because I'm a bourbon drinker anyway.
Okay. So
that's bourbon is number 2. Then I top them with whipped cream, as y'all saw. Another thing y'all can do is they got these new cold foam creamers. They have these come flavored. I've gotten in a couple different flavors, but we're drinking this brown butter chocolate chip cookie creamer, and they got the foam to match it now. So.
All right, that'll be too much going on for me. Creamer, liquor, and chocolate.
Yeah, that's why I didn't put that in there.
Oh no! Yeah. In the middle of the night, stomach get the rumbling.
So,
yeah.
Where we gonna pick back up in this story? Do we want to talk about the blunders?
Let's give the people who possibly don't know the backstory to the whole week.
Okay. So Monday, St. Patrick's Day, the 17th, reports went out in the news that Dorothy Latigue reported her granddaughter missing. The story was very weird. You know, we had spoke about this on a previous episode.
Well, actually on Facebook on the 17th, them calls went out. Actually, the 18th, 4 o'clock, officially Toledo police reported her missing.
Okay, but
So go ahead.
but it was Sunday night.
Yeah.
She was supposedly went to work.
Yeah.
And then she got off work.
Correct.
The door was cracked open. The gas was on in the stove. The young lady's underclothes was in one place. Her pajamas was in one place. Her glasses were there. She can't see without her glasses.
Yeah.
And the young girl was not at school.
Yeah.
So that's what triggered the grandmother to report to authorities. Then
but what was wild to me that she indicated that she was a latchkey child, indicating that she could be there by herself.
Oh, the latchkey. Yeah, that means you can get out of school.
You
get out of school, unlock
the door, go home, and woo woo. Okay, I get that, but leaving at 10 o'clock Sunday,
right?
By her and thinking that, I mean, even if it wasn't the father, you know, or forget about what you can't forget about, but move aside. 13 by yourself. It's a party at that house. I wouldn't.
That's how I was as a 13.
Yeah, I would. It was a party. It's a party at that spot. If you know, when we was younger, it's going down. So yeah.
It's just, for me, like, I was so more serious about school that I might have kicked it all night, wouldn't go to bed, but I'm going to school the next day. Yeah. But them summer times when I was a kid and my mama went home, it was a wrap. Yeah. It was a wrap party, like, known as for kicking it.
Yeah, but after she come up missing, just a week long, it was a search party formed.
They were searching every neighborhood. They were searching trash cans, abandoned houses.
Week-long search party.
Monday morning, the 24th, they got an anonymous call of activity near at a burnt down home in East Toledo, and that was where they unfortunately found a little young Kei'Mani deceased.
Yeah. And disfigured.
Gravely.
Hands cut off, and throat almost to the point where they almost cut her head off.
Right.
You know, so that's gruesome.
Right, for real.
Then on the 25th was just horrifying and just threw me in a rage. Her own father, Darnell,
who had also
Jones,
gave a very strange report on the news.
Yeah. That
he was known as the last person to see her.
Yes.
Admittedly, from him, he said that she texted him and said somebody was trying to break in. And she was scared. Red flag 1. He got there. He said he left her there at 12:30. Red flag. Like, if your child is scared, why would you leave them by themselves?
Why?
And
that didn't make sense.
You know, he put himself in a hot seat. Yeah. Because he let everybody know that he was the last person to see her. Yeah. And then, you know, it has since been reports that he was seen on camera. He got caught on camera. He had asked his girlfriend to turn her cameras off, and she did not. So he was seen on camera moving things in and out of his SUV. In addition to all the different cameras that we have in the city, you can't take that for granted. Ring cameras, everybody got ring cameras.
Yeah, I'm sure they're gonna be able to track his movements and see that.
And where they say his address wasn't even that far from the location where they found her. So I'm sure that they're gonna.
He knew about that location.
Right.
So, but yeah, for a father, man, I was so heartbroken, man. I was devastated with the news that that this young man was the suspect into this the disappearance, and then finding out that the gruesomeness of what happened. You know what I'm saying? That's what still got me, and it's heartbreaking, man. It's hard to even, when you think about it. But and then I lost my oldest daughter, so it really had bothered me a couple of days, and that's why I couldn't go out there and be in front of I wasn't gonna do the clout chasing thing and go to the site and be, because I had the opportunity.
Triggering for you.
I'm gonna call myself a new news analyst, so to speak, for the city. I do this thing, and then I do E.Ali and the Toledo, the weekly news, no cap. And so with that being said, I could have been out there doing that, but for me, losing my daughter, man, I wouldn't have been right. You would have seen me eyes balled up all the time, red, and which it was, and then to find out it was him, somebody who's, because for me, man, children are a blessing, and so when God, bestowed on you the gift of having a child, all instantly supposed to kick in, man. That protective mode, that all of that kicked in for me as a father. Like, I knew I was gonna be a terrorist. I knew when my first child was born, instantly right there, I knew it was something outside of me that if something had happened to, I was willing right then and there to lose my life or take a life. When she was born, I instantly had this thing inside me, like I would die or kill something right now. Like instantly, that just came on me, like, ooh,
yeah,
I could die, and I'm willing to kill anytime right now. Like soon, yeah. For her, I was like, I noticed it just came on me, this protective thing, like, ooh, I just knew outside of me, like, damn, I would hurt somebody. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. Or I'd jump in the fire right now for mine. And for this dude, man, right, to take his own, oh my God, man, it's been hard for our city. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? It's been real hard for our city. It's been gave national attention.
Right, I've seen reports. People magazine reported, USA Today. So they were definitely following the story.
Yeah,
across the country.
Across the country, because then and then it, just from a propaganda, always, down in the brother, it's definitely gonna catch national attention with a brother, mm-hmm. And looking like a monster. Yeah. Putting the light on that a brother would do this. Mm-hmm. Black man. Oh, yeah. I'm proud of myself and my color and my culture and shit. And so when one of us step outside the norm and do something real crazy, man, it definitely throw a little mud on the white shirt. Yeah. You know what I mean? It throw a little mud on the white shirt for sure, man.
And it's crazy because as somebody who's just like, I follow true crime so much, I've seen stories like this before, but I never would, it just to watch it, yeah, happening like so
close to you in the city.
It's so scary, like literally, yeah, blocks away from your house, yeah, like literally blocks away.
Yeah. I'm talking about, because what's crazy, I could come outside, turn down one street, and then look,
it's right there.
Yeah, Dorothy house was right there, like bam. And I seen them, and then because some other shit happened, and I didn't take till the one time the one girl was filming and shit, and I'm like, damn, that shit right around the fucking corner from me. Yeah. Like shit. The North, man.
Yeah. And it's like, I always say that. North I always District. Have that. I have that saying that I say like religiously, "Mama, baby, daddy, maybe," right? Yeah. But it's like never even to think on this level. To me, it's just like mothers are more nurturing. mothers care more. But I feel like this baby slipped through the cracks and through so many people's hands. And I don't want to point the finger because they hurting and they lost. But I feel like from CSB on down. Because the reporters that were supposed to report, the teachers, they did. And I feel like because of that, this young lady in a short amount of time was at 6 different elementary schools. And I feel like it's because those teachers were getting wind that something wasn't right. They were watching, they were reporting. So now CSB investigates. Now she's at another school. So now this, the process starts all over. Because she keeps getting switched to school. Oh my God! And they knew this. The teachers knew wasn't wrong. Right? And they said that they don't think CSB did their job. They didn't do
their job. And see, here's the thing with the news. The news ain't getting deep. The news supposed to be objective and supposed to be like something was terribly wrong here at CSB. And so now you quickly come in and try to save ass and come with this task force shit. That shit, come on, man, come with a CSB task force.
Well, they said after 3 reports they didn't find any findings. That means y'all were doing a horrible job.
After you had 3 reports because she getting removed from different school to school. Once one school seen it and another school seen it, that was enough right there. Or if you got 2 schools or 2 different teachers then seeing the same thing and reporting it, oh man,
and then
y'all,
I want
that's
to commend
crazy.
her friends because they were reporting, and kids don't normally do that. Kids be scared, and they were reporting it.
Oh my goodness. Somebody need to go to jail, man. Possibly down there.
Something is wrong. She has marks on her. They were scared for her. And the babies were right.
Oh my God, I didn't know that, man. That make it real bad, man. We gonna have some independent individuals come here, man, and look at our system from top to bottom, man. From police, how they investigate shit and all that, because at some point the police should have got involved with that a little early on too. If CSB, if she getting reports.
And usually when CSB comes, they don't come without the police. They come with the police for their own protection. So that means there was a lot of batons being dropped, and they was just getting passed off. Oh, everything's fine here, and I don't want to blame it, but I just noticed across the board since the pandemic, every agency, every single thing, every category,
every job
from the gas company to the light company to the phone company to the McDonald's to the nursing home, everybody is dropping the ball because nobody wants to work and everybody is doing a poor job at their job. My old employer laid off a bunch of people, which means a whole lot of people in this city who would normally be getting help with their lights and gas went without this winter season because there were nobody there to help them. They weren't even giving out appointments because there was nobody there to do the appointments. So it's like a lot of I see a lot.
The breakdown of the system.
Yeah. That's the words I was looking for.
It's the crumbling of the system. We looking at the decline of the country, man. Sure. We done been involved in wars. We done gave tax breaks on top of tax breaks to the billionaires, and so the small municipalities, small villages, towns, and cities and shit like that, man, is you see it. It's coming undone.
Stores, clothes and just restaurants, like people losing their jobs left and right.
Just closing,
and it's like I feel like either it was a trainee or somebody who was tired of doing a job. I don't know who it was, but it's somebody it's people to blame. This is not a blameless situation. It's people to blame. Because anytime that
whoever got the report,
I don't know the backstory of that because it's protected information. Y'all took this baby from her mother and placed her in a home of somebody that y'all thought was better, and she lost her life. So somebody has to be accountable for that.
And then my thing is, why did she get taken from her mama?
Right.
What gave y'all the? But then my thing is this though. Not only did she get taken from her mama, something came out in the reports that somebody thought it was strange because the mother had never been over there. Didn't she go around a mother?
Her mother lives in Cleveland.
Lived in Cleveland.
Yes.
So who was that? They said so that was somebody else. They said they took her around somebody that was claiming supposed to be her mother or something.
Really? Yeah, because her mother reported, she was on the news and she reported that guy, Darnell, had just brought her there on the 15th. So to visit.
Just brought her here to Cleveland.
Just brought her there to Cleveland
that's
on the 15th.
It was.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what it was.
Yeah.
And she said, somebody said there that they thought it was strange because she had never, in the whole time of knowing her daughter had never visited.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow, that's
so
deep.
they thought it was like, damn, huh? Why are you getting a visit from your daughter?
Yeah.
So
and it could be, to me, to know predatory situations. It could have been an excuse to get her alone, get her away from.
So what time did she come in? When did Dorothy say she was?
It was a couple of days later, a couple of days after that.
So Dorothy lied. She came up.
You might have just discovered something. You might have just came up with something.
Because if she was seeing her on the 15th, how did Dorothy? You didn't see what?
You might have just came up with something. Because I didn't even think of that. Yeah, I didn't even think of that.
Oh my goodness, this thing is unfolding right in the mix of us right here.
Right, and that's just them reporting on the news. I'm getting these from news reports of what people are saying out of their mouth. This is not me making up anything. This is me repeating what they said.
Yeah, all of us, what we talking about is secondhand information. I mean, and it's constantly developing.
I do my reports. Yeah. I look up online. Yeah. I'm just reading what is reported, and I watch the news stories as they were being broadcast. Yeah. So I'm not saying these are facts. These are what people said on live TV. Yeah. So I didn't even put them pieces together. I didn't even put them pieces together.
That's what it is. You know, bottom of the glass.
So when I say epic blunder,
I
mean some people messed up.
Yes.
Some people messed up. Mm-hmm. And I just really want to know the relationship, because I know how. I wonder if the young man, because he got it's a couple different last names going on.
Yeah,
with him.
I seen that.
So was Dorothy his foster mother as well?
Yeah.
Or is that his real mother? I don't know. Yeah. You know, I did go in Facebook stalk and seen that he had pictures with her from his teenage years. Yeah. But I didn't really see anything before that.
Baby pictures.
Yeah, no, I didn't see any of that.
See the 1-year-old in the
right. Yeah, so I was wondering, was this your foster mother as well? I don't know.
So did you ever pull Dorothy up through the Bowman? Did you run it through the Bowman?
She did not have an extensive record. She had some stuff like forgery and stuff on her record. She did have a DV on her record, but she didn't have anything like
the DV tours. Did you pull that up?
No, because it don't tell you. They black it out. They put like a black line through it on the report, so it doesn't tell you any of that information. No, it won't let you know that. Yeah, because it's protected information. Yeah. So it'll just say like, this person on this date did put their hands on, and then it'll black it all out, and then it'll be like the victim said that they got hit in the stomach, and then they'll black out anything descriptive, so you won't know if it's a boy, girl, baby. You won't know. Okay. And then but the case was closed. Because most of the time what'll happen with those is that the person don't show up, so they'll just close the case. Yeah. But she didn't have like an extensive record like Darnell. His record was like.
But see, DV let you know the one thing you know about DV is that's other than a normal assault, DV let you know it's somebody within the household.
Okay. Yeah, for sure.
It's somebody within your house, like a relative or a parent against a child against a parent, siblings and all that. Them the ones that catch DVs, like everybody else against each other. Normally, it's just catch an assault. So you can possibly assume that DV maybe been on Kei'Mani, possibly, if you know.
Well, it was so long ago.
Oh, so she wasn't even old enough.
It was like 2009 or something like that.
2009. How Kei'Mani would be? What? She would be 2. She would be young, wasn't she? 2009. Was she born 13?
Trying to think. It would have been like 2011. 2011, because her birthday was yesterday, actually.
Okay.
Yeah.
Happy birthday, Kei'Mani.
And that's why I got my red on, representing. They said that was her favorite color. And the city did celebrate her birthday yesterday.
Yeah, I thank y'all, man. Appreciate y'all for doing that, man.
Awesome.
That was sweet.
So awesome.
I seen all the balloons and things and stuff that they left at the site where her body was
I do want to
found.
get that name right, because y'all know I messed up the name.
The brother who sponsored
Anthony would like to give the 419 to Anthony Hurd.
Anthony Hurd, 419 for organizing that, man. We appreciate. What are you, a barber or something like that?
I'm not sure. I didn't know. They didn't give a lot
but
of
nevertheless,
information.
man, appreciate you for the 141 Shine, man, doing that for the young sister, man, young princess, man. Appreciate you, man.
Sure.
Now the beef also you said with Channel 13.
Channel 13 versus Andrew Z, because I feel like Andrew Z, he been around enough to know, like, just like how I knew about Richard Brown. He knew, like, wait, what? Why is this the person that y'all got doing this funeral service? Y'all don't know, like, he has some sexual deviancy that he's been convicted of. Like, why is this the person? And people in a younger generation, this happened back in 2008. I remember it like it was yesterday. But like my son, he was born in 2005. He wouldn't know anything about this. So I feel like a lot of people that's around don't know this because they were so young.
Yeah.
But 13 ABC were supporting and backing and amping up this thing. And Andrew Z was like, y'all tripping. Y'all need to do some fact checking. Who over there dropping the ball? So now 13 ABC put up today that the Brown Legacy, which is Richard Brown's organization, has decided they're going to transfer her body over, and they're not going to do the funeral services because they said all this attention is taken away from the tragedy that happened.
And that's what he do though. Is that something he does?
Talking about Andrew Z?
No, Brown. Is that?
Well,
does he?
I have not heard from this man since.
No. I'm just saying. Is his profession?
No. He was an associate pastor before. When he got in trouble for the incidents with the young men. Yeah. Well, actually, what it was basically he was kind of like pimping.
Yeah, I got you.
He was having young men have sex with other young men for money.
Okay.
But he was an associate pastor at a church at that time.
Yeah, but so now you doing bodies?
So now he is renting out a space. He's renting out a space at Castile Funeral Home, and he's doing his own funerals.
A mortician now.
Yeah.
Doing bodies.
Yeah.
Wow.
So.
Oh my goodness. And what's up with this dude, man? The hungry black man.
Lord, now you know I got.
Goodness.
You know I.
Oh my, let's get to this.
You know
guy,
I speak on him now.
And the beef, because it was some shit that, because I could see the underlining, because I went back and seen checking in. Sean Mahone.
Because he posted. He made me do my research yesterday because he posted something about a wicked lady, and a weird guy on a podcast. I'm like, that can't be us.
I thought
that can't be us because I'm the weird one.
Yeah,
so I'm like, that's not us.
Yeah, I'm like.
So we had to do some searching of Toledo podcast, and I'm like, oh, maybe this is the one that's the one
they was talking about because but it's
and I feel like he just does not. He does not take rejection well. He does not take criticism well. Everybody got an opinion. Like
everybody,
you can't let
got 2 cents now.
Bother you. If you and I say this, if you gonna quit, I literally put on his last post. Quit talking about it and be about it. You give him politician because you just keep on saying what you're gonna do, what you're gonna do, what you're gonna do. I don't care about that UT Black History stuff that you did because it did not benefit the community. Any money that you pay to the University of Toledo does not benefit our community.
No, whatsoever. You should have got with a black church. You should have. That's where you fucked up at. That's where you lost a whole lot of people.
We didn't get it.
Like, hold on, you going to TU?
We didn't get it.
Oh no!
We didn't get it.
Oh no! You could have rented out a couple churches in a couple spots, couple little what is it? Catering halls, them little halls.
It's a lot
couple
of
little
those.
spots you could have gave that money to the hood and did that same thing and would have got a better return. Especially the one thing you could have did with all your See, here's the thing, man. You came in criticizing, and we only know you from criticizing food.
Right.
Now you want to be a fucking community activist and don't want to live here. How the fuck do that?
Right. And so what I was thinking, that's what I was thinking. Like, I did see in his resume that he was a city planner.
I
so
get that.
It's like, well, like you say, move here, and go work for the city. And put your planning thing down.
Put your planning thing down. Shit, get nominated because you got enough support. You motherfuckers will vote you in.
They love you around here.
They love you.
You think people hate you?
Man, there's some people that I fuck with you, bro.
They just waiting for you to do something.
What you say. Because listen here, because all what you talking about, you came in here criticizing motherfucking macaroni, motherfucking candy yams and shit like that, then shut down businesses. Then when a motherfucker went down there and flew down to Miami and got to criticizing your shit and went in there and said it wasn't up to par,
ain't take it
well. But then here's the thing, my man. All that money you spent at TU and shit like that, you could have got somewhere with a catering. I wouldn't say TPS.
Well, no, he did. He spent money at TPS.
Yeah.
That
TPS.
was in his invoice.
Oh, yeah, see that? Yeah,
so
I wouldn't have. That was crazy.
He gave all his money to a bunch of white organizations.
White organizations.
That don't serve our community.
Don't serve our community. So that's where you fucked up. Trying to get accepted. You know, you want them white folks to get accept you first, then you could think you could be, because you come in like Peter Piper. What is it? Peter Piper.
What's the one you told me? The one.
With the flu.
What
it ain't Peter Piper.
Call himself? The Pied Piper.
Pied Piper.
The Pied Piper.
But nevertheless, not to throw shade on that. But here's the thing, bro. If you would have won us over, if you'd have came with that motherfucking oxtail lasagna, nigga.
Well, that wasn't even.
You were supposed to came in at this time and gave a motherfucker a taste of that oxtail lasagna. You talking about?
No. So it takes one time for me, right?
Yeah.
You know, I got a short fuse and a short tolerance. Once I see something, look, my energy reader is be on high alert. Okay, so it started with you announcing the Winter Food Festival.
Yeah,
I went online, I registered, I rerouted my schedule, I planned for that, I do cook, I turned down jobs. I turned down other events because I'm thinking like I'm cooking in this event. You not once alerted Toledo that you had canceled the event. We find out because we see you doing events in Detroit the same weekend. That's like our sister cousin city. Yeah. So we see you doing it. We like, wait a minute, where is the food festival? You ain't sent out no emails, no notices, no flyers, no, hey, sorry, Toledo, we're gonna reschedule. Yeah. But then you said you got on my post because I was very public about it. You got on there and you said that you had lost somebody, and God rest their soul. I'm sorry that you lost somebody. Yeah. I just was like, I questioned the professionalism. Yeah. So then you promised us a summer food truck festival. We never heard from you again. We did not hear from you for months and months and months. It's a young man who you're supposed to be helping with his restaurant. We still ain't seen what you done with that. So we want you to focus on what you came here for, food.
Yeah. Food.
And do
That's
that.
What you do.
Do that. Let us see that, because you are the hungry black man.
You are the hungry black man, not the political or soapbox black man. About our issues and the shit going on. Which, hey man, and I ain't trying to criticize you or talk like, but I support. I'll definitely. She let you know. I'm still. She
good
like
cop, bad cop, because he trying every day
I'd
he
still
trying to
be
say,
fighting for you, man.
Just give him a chance. And I'm like, nah, babe.
She like,
So we just waiting to see. Yeah. We just waiting for you to do one thing.
I'll still be cheering for you,
even the
it's
things
funny.
that you're saying that you did, that's not helping our community. Yeah. And then the preposterous proposal to turn the house she was found in into a community center.
Oh my God, dude! Do you know where you? Oh my God, you don't know this town.
Whoa!
I knew he didn't know the town.
Whoa!
I knew he didn't know the town.
That was a promise that you gave.
Oh my God, that was
hours later. The city's like, what are you talking about? We tearing the house down.
He didn't know that.
So now it looks like again that you've been untruthful. So that's why I got on your post and I said you're giving politician. I'm gonna explain myself because I feel like I'm getting getting promised stuff and I'm holding on to you because I don't want to degrade no black man. I'm holding on to you. I don't, like you said, you put in your post, stranger danger. We want you to get out of here. We sick of you. We just want you to do something that to make us embrace you. Yeah. To make us embrace you.
He did something. He figured he did the 20 that invoice with that shit he did with the
all the money he gave UT and TPS. I did see that. But again, because UT is not a black college. No, it's not a good. They don't want us there. TPS. They have a black superintendent, but the structure and the curriculum is not for our children. I have not had a child in TPS since a TPS teacher told me to get my child out of there. So that's coming from the teacher. That teacher then left. They ain't even in the state no more. But I feel like before you put your money up, you should have did more research about this community because this is not a FUBU community. Mm-mm. Toledo is not for us, by us. No, they are against. I literally just got a ticket from Toledo police in my driveway as I was loading laundry into my car. Like, I've gotten pulled over in my driveway. They said
blocking the sidewalk.
And I was at home. Ticket. Like I said, I'm not even parked. I'm loading. I'm not parked. I'm loading.
I'm talking about you driving through the neighborhood
and he just pulled up on me.
You're blocking the sidewalk.
I said, don't. And I spoke up to the officer and I said, I'll see you in court because I know you got other stuff you can do. It's all kind of unsolved crimes, unsolved murders.
You got other shit court you can that do. Day, buddy.
I said, yeah, I'll see you in court. You got the wrong one because I'm petty as fuck, and I'll go and pay for a lawyer before I pay all that $25. Yeah. But that's the kind of city that you have come to, and you don't even understand that we're already dealing with the crabs in the bucket.
Where
one person shine and then the other people want to pull that crab back down.
You see, and I must say that, man.
It's mild racism.
Listen, it's mild racism, definitely, and it's fragrant. It get flamboyant too, because they'll bring the KK down here and march them down there and protect them and shit. The neo-Nazi and had the Toledo police surround them and shit. So they'll spend their money to bring that shit and aggravate the community and shit, and know that shit ain't cool with a population almost half Negroes and Mexicans and shit like that, but you'll bring these motherfuckers in town. Yeah. So with that being said, bro, chill. Like, you know what I mean? So I don't know, man.
I feel like you would not accept a Toledoan coming into your community thinking they about to change the world without being critical. Yeah. And by nature, you're a critic.
You're a critic. You're a food critic.
You're a critic. So you should be able to accept these critiques and not...
You go around and criticize. You done went throughout the whole city, nigga, criticizing everybody's shit. And so when a motherfucker criticize your intentions, what? Now you got a problem with it? And you criticizing a nigga gravy? You criticize a motherfucking macaroni so bad and candy yams. I got on here and was clowning about somebody candy yams off your criticism. Canned greens and all that shit, motherfucker. Like, what the fuck? And now you can't take a little bit of salt and pepper yourself, nigga. Yeah. Open wounds, little salt burn stank. They say when a hit dog holler. Yeah. That's your thing down there. Hit dog holler.
Yeah, yeah.
So yeah, something hit you and it hurt and you get the barking and shit. Yeah, it's a little truth to it. Yeah, you ain't know a motherfucker can see that, possibly. Just assuming, man, like that, and you know, again, I'm like bullshitting.
When you're on a social media platform, and I guess it's hard because I know that's the one thing that they say about celebrities when they say don't read the comments. Yeah, and I feel like that's where you come up when you come up a little short is that you reading all the comments and you taking them to
all
heart.
of them and you taking it to heart.
And
yeah.
I would just say, if you a critic, you should be able to take constructive criticism.
You should be able to take some constructive criticism, see what somebody talking about,
and I will
readjust, or give a positive comment or reply on what somebody else then said, instead of being, kind of upset or feisty. Because the thing that upset me when you said she was wicked.
Yeah.
Ooh, that's harsh to call a black lady wicked, man.
Right.
We ain't. That ain't too. Yeah, that's almost calling her. That's underliningly calling her a bitch.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's what you
probably
called
would
her.
have been better.
Yeah, you called her a bitch.
I was like, oh, wicked. Wow.
Like, woo.
Wow.
Woo, man. You don't.
Wait, let me hide my moon water.
Hide the moon water. This bitch superstitious. Nigga, she put some of that shit.
Water.
Yeah. Nigga, she bury your drawers and you won't leave. You see, I ain't went nowhere. This motherfucker buried my drawers and I ain't left yet, nigga.
I'm definitely wicked.
Voodoo for real, nigga. Yeah, talking about somebody wicked. This motherfucker wicked. Nigga, buried my drawers. I ain't left the house. Nigga, I ain't leave the front yard for a year.
Whatever.
I just got myself together.
Whatever.
Motherfucker. Yeah.
But no, seriously. Like I posted. Ain't nobody tripping because you an outsider.
No.
Ain't nobody tripping because you want social media attention. That's what you supposed to do.
That's
you a
what you
digital
want.
creator.
Yeah,
you want it.
That's
how you get monetized.
You're a creator. Shit, you criticize a motherfucker.
Ain't
I know
nobody tripping about none of that. We're tripping because you just keep saying what you're gonna do and then you do something else.
But listen, man, being that you a critic
that we waited for.
Being that you a critic, I know outside of Toledo, you done went in some of them black towns and criticized somebody candy yams, and somebody wanted to get on your ass, nigga.
Yeah. For sure.
You ain't gonna sit there and act like it's been all rosy for you and Toledo just motherfucker, you didn't went in there and criticize somebody. That's why you stay out of some areas.
And that's it. It's weird because it's like some of the critiques that I done heard, and it don't never get grimy like it get with Toledo. Like like when you was talking about the restaurants giving you food poisoning in Columbus. We ain't heard you going hard on Columbus because I know they got at you about saying they gave you food poisoning. We ain't heard you was talking about the one down south restaurant that everybody said was good, but you didn't like it and you didn't get why their service was bad. But it's like at certain places I feel like you target, because I feel like if the right people say something back to you, you don't get with them like you get with Toledoans. And I'm trying to figure out what's your energy.
See, the thing
is,
is that Detroit thing. He get up there too, and motherfuckers say shit about that. Then it's so close.
Yeah,
we got that vibe.
Yeah,
we got it. But then he see that motherfuckers in Toledo active. They responding from all over the fucking country. Mm-hmm. They raise their head up like shit. I used to live there. I got up out of there.
Right.
Whooping yada yada.
What they call us quicksand. That's what I used to hear when I was a kid. Get out of there, Toledo, quicksand.
Yeah, they'll raise their head up. I was from there. I went there and I moved from that motherfucker. You sure did, but the rest of us still in this cheap ass motherfucker where you can get by for $1,000 a month and man, it's cheap to live around this motherfucker. For sure. And you can just and then for me, I always tell we geographically located 45 minutes out of Detroit, Michigan, an hour and a half from Cleveland, 5 hours from Chicago, 3 hours, 2.5 hours from Columbus, 4 hours from Cincinnati, 8 hours from St. Louis, Atlanta, New York, 12 hours. We can boogie, man. We can get there. Yeah. Quick, fast, in a hurry. Transporters. I-75 to 280, man. We can get anywhere in the world.
For sure.
From them that cross space right there. But I guess also would put a damper on Toledo too with Miss Kei'Mani situation too, man. And the horrible situation that happened to her is that Toledo for years has been known as a human trafficking of teenage girls and shit like that.
Right.
And so we thought Kei'Mani possibly got caught up in the sex trade and shit like that. But really, we thought she might have just been with some friends, some older boys, maybe hanging out with them for a week or a little while, and then she would have came up. You know, she would have reappeared or something like that. But for this guy, man, her own father, to do this to this baby, man, it's devastating, man. You know. And that's just for a moment, man, to turn off the attention off the hungry black man and just the tragedy of this whole week that we've been faced with going through this shit, man. Because it's like, again, man, it takes me to another place because, like I said, I lost my oldest daughter to diabetes. And so with that being said, it was like, just to lose my oldest daughter, and to see that this is his daughter, and for her to come up missing, and the feelings that I would have felt for my daughter not to know if she would have ran away or somebody would have did something, because I would have been thinking she might have just ran away and some young boy might have been in her ear and she pretty and all that, and so she want to run away. So I would have been in hope of that and just mad of that situation. But then for me, I couldn't have never in my mind conceive of doing nothing to my daughter. So I didn't even think nothing like that.
Right.
It wasn't on my radar to even think a dude to do that to his daughter.
And I was the totally opposite. I instantly, as soon as I seen the news, I instantly knew. I said, he did it. His story didn't make sense. I said, he did it. I didn't know if it was her real father, but I'm like, he did it. He did it. And I feel like that's what is so many young ladies this week in Toledo that have shared their stories.
Toledo is on motherfucking
of guys
fire
that violated them in their youth.
They trying to burn it down.
And I feel like they probably felt what I felt like. They see it, and they said it, and they probably felt like instead of having somebody else go through that what I went through, I'm gonna expose you.
They prosecuted.
I'm so proud of those ladies.
Boy, they've been coming out putting cats on Facebook from the top to the bottom, from all kind of cats.
And I definitely feel like April is Sexual Violence Month, Awareness Month. So I feel like that's going to be a future episode where we speak more in depth on that.
Mm-hmm.
But it's just the whole situation with her is so triggering that
boy, these sisters,
they said, you know what, I done held it in for too long. And it's some ladies that's multiple ladies with one person, like, oh, me too. Like, literally, like, it's like a resurgence of the Me Too movement in Toledo right now.
Me Too. Toledo, Ohio is facing its own Me Too movement at this moment. This is years after R. Kelly then got convicted. We going through our own thing. This motherfucker is on fire right now. You hear me? Facebook got motherfuckers. I'm sure motherfuckers, oh man, it's crazy. Motherfuckers and probably left the town. I'm sure you gonna get a couple motherfuckers that's gonna pack it up, man, and get the fuck up out of here. Cause they got exposed like a motherfucker, like woof. Yeah. But see, Toledo, and I must say, man, when you talking about little girls or guys dealing with young folks, it's definitely an age cutoff or age limit. Some guy fucking with a girl, you 18 and she 5 years old or some shit like that. That's uncalled for. Mm-hmm. Now, and back in the day, if you was probably, and I'd seen it. Back in the day, it was accepted. Where the motherfuckers was 21, 22, pulling up to them high schools with them cars and them girls jumping in the car. Back when I was in high school. Them junior high school nigga pull up with a car. You could tell if he was old enough to drive, 17, 18, But you pulling up to the high school or shit. But I seen it was motherfuckers old enough to know better. 21, 22, coming up to them high schools. Yeah. And that was cool then. Yeah. Right now, that would be you going to jail.
Oh, yeah.
You would go to jail if you was 21, 22 up at a high school pulling up, picking some girl up. Somebody prosecuting your ass nowadays. So that young girl, but then even like I said, like we always talk, that shit was back when my great grandmother.
Right, my grandmother
they was 13, 14
years old,
and the motherfucker be 23,
and then got married.
Yeah,
had to go to Baltimore to get married because she couldn't get married here.
Yeah.
So it definitely comes from a long history of basically, I feel like trying to get that burden off of you, because my great grandmother had to approve that marriage. And it's, to me, it was thinking like she was a single parent.
Definitely that's a poor issue. Definitely that's a poor issue.
Ran off and had a family somewhere else, and so she like, oh, you done got pregnant.
Yeah.
And somebody want to marry you?
Yeah.
All right, go ahead.
But I'm saying in the aspect of, if you look at it from an economic point of view, that would only be poor people that would do something like that in terms of thinking or feeling
it's
that
definitely a third world country thing that still goes on right now today.
Yeah, so, but I'm saying to think that once your child or you got a family and y'all struggling so bad that you looking at this girl. Because the girls bring the babies home. So therefore, that's another mouth to feed. You know what I'm saying? So if you got a daughter, you got a struggling family, she bring home a child, this another mouth you got to feed and shit like that. Like you say, they was able to and was willing to ship them babies off quick. The boys was staying home because the father looked at it like he needed more help to especially when you sharecroppers. When you back in the day and you cropping, you needed boys, you need individuals out there to help bring that yield home, bring to be able to produce more produce or pick whatever. So I get that, but girls was looked upon as a burden, and like you say, they get sold off or get shipped off at an early age. Soon as they catch their period, and somebody was on them, they get shipped off with that baby. Because shit, my grandmama, I know she was young. I know she was probably 14. Granddaddy probably was about, shit, I give him probably about 20, 21 or some shit. I know he was a lot older than my grandmama. You know what I'm saying? So, and I don't know the difference between my great grandmother and them, but I'm assuming it was a lot of, he had a bunch of years older than her, because she was still up moving around, and this nigga couldn't even get up out of the chair.
And it's kind of like that, the Color Purple with those young girls.
Yeah.
If they just kind of show you how it was. Yeah. In that time, and so I feel like that is one thing, but what we have now, I feel like be so different, because you be hearing these stories of like these guys that date the mother and then be fucking with their daughters. Yeah. Like, to me, that's some kind of sickness or something.
Sickness.
That's something, because it ain't like, okay, yeah,
I'm taking this
burden off your hand. No, it's like, I'm fucking the mama and I'm fucking with it. I'm violating daughter. Like, that's some kind of fucking sickness.
Yeah, that nigga need to be boiled. You need to get a pot and boil that motherfucker for real, doing some dumbass shit like that.
Yeah.
For sure. Yeah, what else we got, baby? The hungry. Okay, we gonna move off the hungry black.
Yeah, we didn't move off only other thing we talked about the community birthday ladies, party, which was so they had a Jeep parade.
Yep, Jeep parade, that was cool.
And I seen a protest on. They were protesting CSB.
Now I just had something the other day, and I was thinking, right? We didn't came out for Kei'Mani. And I definitely appreciate it. And then the thing, a part of me is that when I pass, or when I transform into the next realm, I hope I could get a going away celebration as such, or just half of what she done received. I mean, it's overwhelming to see the love that's been shown, and so I hope I can contribute to the community. I hope, and not to take the shine, but and I'm only saying that because I've seen all the money that has been spent on the celebration, or people taking out there, and they're gonna tear that spot down, right? And so a thought came on to me, like, we could never celebrate her birthday with her again, and give her the things that need to be. So why don't material things? Yeah. So why don't us as a community do this and celebrating her? This is how we create her legacy, or keep her thing going. All the children who done lost kids, or all the kids who done lost parents to gun violence and violence, why don't we celebrate those kids' birthdays and come out for them? Because those kids, because Kei'Mani, she would never be able to, she would forever be 13. But the kids that then lost parents, as a community, to let them know, so they don't walk around with that pain of somebody doing something real bad to their parents. Kids that then lost parents to violence, can we as a community raise those kids up, man, so they don't walk around with anger and animosity, and that we can show them, because they see the love that we showing this young lady. And I'm sure at sometimes them kids wish that they had their father or their mother that has been taken from them, and they want to be celebrated and recognized. So as a community, if we could turn our focus and celebrating Kei'Mani and honoring Kei'Mani, celebrate those kids who lost parents and shit to violence. If we could raise them up, I think that would be the best tribute for Kei'Mani, because of just violence, man. That's just my thought, just to help out some of the young kids, because this young brother just got killed last night over there down in the Cherry Woods. I think the young brother name is Kyrie.
I did see that.
And his young son, man, played on my football team, man. And so his son is devastated, and that's the only thing that took me, was like, here this man is dead, and his son is going to suffer the loss and going to have that anger bottled up inside of him. So as a community, if we can just honor him and honor his father and saying, hey, your dad ain't here, but as us as a community want to be like, yo, man, we appreciate you, we love you, happy birthday, in honor of Kei'Mani. We'll do great things, man. You know, this is Elaina Wilson, Bottom of the Glass, with a splash of E.Ali. You know, I just throw my splash on it. That's her thing, though. Hit the like button, hit the subscribe, man. R.A.P. to Miss Kei'Mani Latigue. What is it? Latigue. Sorry. I keep messing that last name up. Latigue. Miss Kei'Mani, we love you. We sorry as a community that we failed you. I'm gonna say we, because I didn't see the thing, but I would definitely, being that it's our community that's suffering, I feel the pain of the community, so I feel somewhat responsible of that, despite it was individuals who got paid to protect you and to try to look out for you and make sure you were safe, and they failed at their job. We love you. Happy birthday. Peace.